Hello everyone, welcome to Yin. You may want to have a blanket close by for a few poses or some modifications. And then we're going to go ahead and come down into child's pose to begin. So coming to those knees, bringing big toes together. Knees can either be wide apart or close together. Then we're going to bring that head down onto the mat, keeping those hips close to those heels, even if we have to walk those arms back a bit. Head can always come down onto a blanket or block. Arms can come out stretched long in front to stretch into the shoulders or alongside the body, palms facing up to the ceiling. And just beginning to ground here. Feeling that mat, that earth support you. Feeling connected. As we begin to check in with that mind, body, and heart. Just beginning to observe what thoughts are with us, what physical sensations we're experiencing in this body, what emotions we're carrying with us right now. And letting go of the judgments, letting go of our lists, our to-dos, our worries. Practicing that observation. Just acknowledging that thought and then allowing it to pass. Acknowledge the feeling, name it, and allow it to pass. Acknowledge that physical sensation. And allow yourself to find some ease with each breath in and out. As we begin to bring focus to that breath, allowing the belly to expand as you inhale, and allowing it to fall back into the spine as you exhale. Continuing to breathe, continuing to allow those thoughts, sensations, and feelings to pass with each breath out. Allowing that belly to expand, fall back into the spine. Knowing that as we bring this focus to this breath, it's helping us stay in this moment. It's helping us connect the mind, body, and heart. And taking one more breath right here. We'll begin to walk those arms out to the right, sinking that left hip down. Breathing here, opening up into the side body. And I invite you to set an intention for your practice today. Maybe it's something you're looking to find. Maybe it's something you're looking to release. Knowing no matter what it is, whatever is needed will come to you. Holding that intention in mind, taking a deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. One more time with that intention in mind. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, release it. One more breath here. Then as you exhale, begin to walk those hands through center and take those hands out to the left, sinking that right hip down this time. Sending the breath into that side body, into those sides, the sides of those ribs. Stretching into our obliques, into our shoulder here, maybe even into that low back. Checking in with ourselves today. Working on finding our authentic self. Reconnecting with it. One more breath here. And then as you exhale, bring those hands back to center. We're going to bring those hands underneath the shoulders and rise up and come into a table pose. Knees are underneath those hips. Wrists are underneath those shoulders. We're going to inhale, right arm up to the ceiling, taking the gaze up to those right fingertips. Exhale, thread that arm under the left and just allow it to hover. Inhale, right arm up, taking the gaze up. Exhale, thread it under the left arm. This time, land that shoulder, land that right temple. Knowing you have options here. That left hand can stay grounded. It can come up alongside that back. It may even bend behind. If grounded, you may even walk it out over your head. Opening up into that left arm as you breathe into that right shoulder. Honor your body and what it needs in this threaded needle today. As we open up into these shoulders and release this tension. Breathing here. I'll be sharing some insights today from Brene Brown and her work on vulnerability and the gifts of imperfection. And she talks about cultivating authenticity. And then a quote by Margaret Young. She says, often people attempt to live their lives backwards. They try to have more things or more money in order to do more of what they want so they will be happier. The way it actually works is the reverse. You must first be who you really are, then do what you really need to do in order to have what you want. Half a moment left here. Taking 2 more breaths wherever you're at in this threaded needle. hand down wherever it is, underneath that left shoulder, pushing into that floor and inhaling that right arm up to the ceiling, taking the gaze to those right fingertips, 2 breaths here. And then lowering that hand, finding that table pose again, bringing those wrists under the shoulders, knees underneath those hips. We'll inhale left arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, thread it under the right and let it hover. Inhale, left arm up, gaze to those fingertips. Exhale, thread it under, land that left temple, land the left shoulder. And just see what you need to do with that right hand, keeping it grounded, walking it out over the head, allowing it on that back, maybe even allowing it to fold behind you. Breathing here. Checking in with who we really are. And Brene writes that authenticity is not something we have or don't have. It's a practice, a conscious choice of how we want to live. It is a collection of choices that we have to make every day. It's about the choice to show up and be real, the choice to be honest, the choice to let our true selves be seen. And knowing in this safe space where we practice our yoga, checking in with that true self, being honest with ourselves as to who we are, how we want to live, how we want to show up, whether on our mats or off, practicing here. Taking 2 more breaths where you're at. And then lowering that right hand down, pushing into the mat and inhaling that left arm up to the ceiling. Taking the gaze to those left fingers, 2 breaths here. And then we'll lower that hand and find that table pose once again. We're going to make our way into pigeon pose, into a hip opener. And you can come into this from a couple different ways. You may want that blanket close by for added support. If you'd like, you can tuck your toes and lift those hips up to down dog. Inhaling that right leg up. And exhaling, bringing that right knee inside that right wrist. Making sure that that left foot is aiming out, or that right foot is aiming out to the left. And then coming down. Maybe taking a blanket underneath that right hip. Taking a breath here. And then walking it forward. You can always come into this from table and bringing that right knee up, And just walking, heel toeing that back foot back a little bit, and then coming down. You can also, if it's too much to be in pigeon, just bring that right leg parallel on the mat. Bring that left thigh up close to that right foot and walk forward into deer pose. Honor your body and what it needs for this hip opener today. Protecting those knees and making sure that that right knee isn't aiming forward, that it's aiming out to the right. So that right foot is aiming to the left and not behind you. And breathing here. And knowing we carry a lot in these hips. Is there anything we can let go of that isn't authentic? Anything that doesn't honor our true self? Less than a moment left here. Taking 2 more breaths where you're at. And then pushing into the floor, tucking those back toes and raising up to either table pose, bringing those knees down and extending that right leg out, shaking it out. Possibly even bringing those hips up into that down dog and just shaking that leg out, kicking it out a little bit. When ready, we'll make our way back to that table or down dog. And we'll extend that left leg up or out and bring that left knee inside that left wrist. That foot is aiming out towards the right this time. And heel toeing that right leg back into the middle just a little bit. Taking a breath in. Getting that blanket or rock close by and placing it under that hip. Then taking a breath in. And exhale. Begin to fold. Again, you can always come into that deer pose with that left leg parallel on the mat, bringing that right thigh to the bottom of the left foot. And walking those arms forward. Knowing each side is different. Honor what your left hip needs right now. And oftentimes, there are people, maybe even ourselves, who consciously practice being authentic. And there are people who don't. And then there are the rest of us, who are authentic on some days and not others. And just as our poses may change from day to day, our authenticity may as well. And just observe in these times when we are our true selves versus the facade we may put on. Observing how it feels to be in one and the other. Half a moment left here. Taking 2 more breaths where you're at in this hip opener. And then bringing those hands down, pushing into that floor, rising up. We're actually going to bring that right leg up to meet that left foot if it's not already there. And we're going to swing those legs in front of us and allow both knees to fall to one side and then the other. Making those wiper blades. Maybe even extending those legs out and shaking those legs out. Doing what you need to do to work out that hip opener. And once ready, we'll come into that comfortable seat on our mats. And when you can always sit on a blanket or block for more ease into that low back. And allowing those knees to possibly come a little bit closer down to the floor. We're going to drop those shoulders from those ears. Remove flesh from sit bones. And sit tall in that back. And then we'll allow right ear to fall to right shoulder. Taking 2 more breaths here. And then we'll bring that head back up to center. And allow left ear to fall to left shoulder, right shoulder drops. And take 2 breaths here. And then bring that head back up to center. And we're going to tuck chin to chest. Staying tall in that back. Sending the breath into the back of the neck. 2 breaths here. Lifting that head back to center. We're going to take a breath in, and then exhale, allow the head to fall back. Mouth can stay open for ease. Breathe in here into the front of that neck. 4 breaths here. Counter stretch for our daily lives of looking at screens. Opening into that throat chakra, allowing our voice to be heard, allowing that authenticity to come out. And then we're going to bring that head back to center. From here, we'll just drop that right ear to right shoulder again. Take a breath in. Exhale, head over heart, left ear to left shoulder. Take a breath in. Exhale, head over heart. You can continue to do these half circles, or if you'd like to add full circles, exhale the head over the heart, inhale the head back, and do full circles. Honor what your neck needs today. Only going to your edge, never beyond. There should never be pain in any of our yoga. Doing one more full circle or round of half circles in this direction. And then switching it up and doing those circles in the opposite direction. One more in this direction. And then coming back to center. Allow those shoulders to fall from the ears, that back to continue to stay straight. We're going to move into a pranayama, a breathing exercise. And we're going to do our Anuloma Viloma. So we're going to come into a Vishnu Mudra. So those index finger and middle finger of your right hand are going to come down. And we're going to be using our thumb and our ring finger to close off our nostrils. So we're going to inhale to a count of 4, hold both nostrils for a count of 8, and then open the opposite nostril and exhale out to a count of 6. I will do the counting, so no need to worry about that, but we will have a retention there. So we're gonna inhale and hold, and then exhale out the one side. So just doing one round to show you. Keeping that ring finger on the left nostril, we'll inhale through the right for 4, hold for 8, and then open that ring finger and exhale out the left nostril for 6. And then we'll reverse it. So, getting that hand ready, taking a breath in, exhale, release, closing that left nostril with the ring finger. We'll inhale through the right, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close both nostrils for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the left nostril for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale through the left for 4, 3, 2, 1. Close that right nostril off and hold for another 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open the right nostril and exhale for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale through that right nostril for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the left and exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale through the left for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open the right and exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last round. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the left and exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale left for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open the right and exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Allowing that hand to come down. Allowing your breath to come back to the natural pace. And this Anuloma Viloma breath helps us to balance out our breathing. Balancing out which side is allowing more air to come in or out between the nostrils as it changes throughout the day. Helping us open up into these lungs a little bit more with that retention. And helping us ground and stay present. And then if we have a blocker blanket beneath us, we'll remove that. And extend those legs long in front of us. Keeping that right leg long. We're gonna flex that foot, point those toes, and then find somewhere in between. And then we're gonna take that left ankle and cross it over that right foot. Now you can keep this foot in that in-between space, the right foot, or you can flex it if you like. We're going to remove flesh from sit bones. Take our breath in and exhale. Begin to hinge at those hips as you fold forward, dropping shoulders from those ears, which means that bind in those arms may not be long. Breathing here. Sending the breath to the back of that right leg. We work into that IT band, working up into releasing into that sciatic nerve that may go all the way up. If you would like to fold a little bit more, we can always bend that left knee up just slightly. Keeping those ankles somewhat close to each other. Brene Brown says that authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are. And there are many ways we can choose authenticity. Cultivate the courage to be imperfect. Accepting the fact that there is no such thing as perfection, as everything is constantly changing. So allowing ourselves to be imperfect. Allowing this pose to be imperfect. Half a moment left here. Taking one more breath where you're at. then exhale, slowly begin to rise up. We're going to bring that left foot up even more, landing it outside that right thigh. That left knee is aiming up to the ceiling. We can stay here. If it's available, we can wrap that right leg back. Wherever we're at with that right leg, we're going to take that right arm, either wrapping it around that left leg or bringing that elbow outside of that left leg. Inhaling that left arm up to the ceiling and exhale, twisting as we land that left hand close to that back, keeping that back straight, taking the gaze out over that left shoulder, coming into a seated twist here. Again, this can still be done with that right leg extended out long. Honor your body and what it needs today. With each breath in, we'll straighten a little bit more. And with that breath out, we'll twist a little deeper. And then we'll begin to find stillness. Finding that breath, finding that authenticity. And our twists are releasing. Maybe focusing on releasing those facades that are not your true self. The masks we put on to interact in certain situations. Letting them go with this twist. Those ideas and masks of perfection float away with each exhalation. Less than a moment left here. Taking 2 more breaths. And then exhaling, coming back through center and just turning out to the right for 2 breaths for a counter stretch here. And then coming back to center, and if that right leg isn't already extended, we'll extend it, uncross that left, and shake those legs out. Again, we'll remove flesh from sit bones and ground our seat down. Keeping that left leg extended long, we will flex the foot, point the toes, find a place in between. And then we're going to cross right ankle over left. We can flex that left foot if we would like a little bit deeper into the back of that left leg. And wherever we're at, we're going to take a breath in, hinge at those hips as you exhale, and fold forward. Keeping that hinge pushing you forward and not rounding the back. Protecting that spine. Dropping those shoulders from those ears. Unclenching the jaw if it's clenched. Seeing where you need to be for the back of this left leg. You need to raise that right hip knee up just slightly to fold a little bit deeper, or keep it where it's at. Honor your body. Some actions that show us that we're choosing authenticity are when we set boundaries. Knowing that we don't have to please everyone. We can take care of ourselves and put boundaries in place. We can be vulnerable when it's safe. Open up to people who will listen. Less than a moment left here. Two more breaths. And then we'll slowly begin to rise and bring that right foot up closer to that left thigh. Right knee is aiming up towards the ceiling, coming into that seated twist. Again, either that left leg can stay extended long, or if it is available, tipping over to that left and bringing that leg, wrapping it around you. Taking that left arm and wrapping it around that right knee, or bringing it above and pushing that elbow into the outside of it. We're going to inhale, right arm up. Exhale, twist, landing that right hand behind the back, keeping the back straight. And taking that gaze out over that right shoulder. Inhale to get taller. Exhale to twist deeper. And then find that stillness. When we choose authenticity, we're exercising compassion. compassion that comes from knowing that we are all made of strength and struggle. Just another moment here. Taking 2 more breaths where you're at. And then as you exhale, coming back to center and turning out to the left for 2 breaths to counter stretch that twist. And then come back to center. If that left leg isn't extended long, we will extend it long and uncross that right leg, shaking it out. And then we'll go ahead and bend those knees, holding onto the backs of those thighs, slowly coming down, 1 vertebra at a time on that back. We're gonna hug those knees up to the chest, maybe add a little rock on that back. And then we're gonna aim those feet up towards the ceiling, knees coming closer to those shoulders, holding onto the outsides of those feet, bringing those knees a little bit closer into those ribs as we set up for this happy baby pose, opening up into those hips 1 more time. Knowing you don't have to pull hard on the bottoms of those feet or ankles or shins. Gravity will take over as we're going to be here for a few minutes. Just allowing this back to ground here into this mat, feeling cradled and supported. Allowing these hips to gently open on their own. Authenticity means nurturing the connection and sense of belonging. It can only happen when we believe we are enough. Not that we're doing enough, saying enough, giving enough, just that we are enough. By just being here, by just breathing. We are wholehearted, imperfect, enough beings. deep breath right here. And then we'll begin to add some movement to this pose. Maybe allowing one knee to come in and one leg to extend out. Maybe just allowing ourselves to rock on that back. Just adding a little bit of movement here. And then we'll bring those knees back to the chest. Open arms out to a T. And allow those knees to fall to the right. Head can stay centered or turn out to the left as we ground that left shoulder down. You can always bring blocks or blankets in between those knees and thighs for a little bit more ease into that low back and hips. Breathe in here. By mindfully practicing authenticity during our most soul-searching struggles is how we invite grace, joy, and gratitude into our lives. Just another moment here. Taking 2 more breaths. And on that second exhale, bringing one knee up at a time, coming back to center. And immediately allowing those knees to fall out to the left. Head can stay centered or turn out to the right. Grounding that right shoulder down. Again, seeing if you need a block or blanket in between those thighs or not. Maybe even bringing that left hand up onto that top knee. And E.E. Cummings wrote, "To be nobody but yourself in a world which is doing its best night and day to make you everybody but yourself means to fight the hardest battle which any human being can fight and never stop fighting. Staying real is one of the most courageous battles that we'll ever fight." Less than a moment left here. Taking 2 more breaths right where you're at. And then as you exhale, bring one knee up at a time, coming back to center and doing whatever is necessary for you before we set up for that final relaxation, our Shavasana. And when ready, extending legs long and wide on the mat, feet flopping out to the sides. Arms come alongside the body a few inches away, palms facing up to the ceiling. As we begin to release from toes to crown, we release through these feet, through the toes and spaces between them, through the bottoms and tops of the feet. We release through ankles, shins, and calves. We release through all parts of these knees. We release through the hamstrings, quadriceps, and all parts of the thigh. We release through the pelvic bone and hips. This lower body sinks deeper into the mat. We release through the abdomen and back, the low back, mid back, and upper back are cradled here on this mat. We release through the chest, lungs, and heart. Relaxing these hands. We release through the fingers and webbing between them, through the palms and tops of the hands. We release through the wrists, forearms, elbows, and upper arms. Relaxing the shoulders and neck. We release all facial muscles. The tongue falls to the bottom of the mouth, lips part slightly. Cheeks hollow and the jaw unclenches. We release through the forehead and scalp. This whole body sinks deeper into the mat and is fully grounded and supported here. As we release from roots to crown, we surrender. we slowly begin to awaken this body, wiggling fingers and toes, allowing movement in wrists and ankles, allowing the head to gently rock from side to side. Then bringing big toes together and arms overhead, we'll take a breath in and let it go. And this time we'll take a deep breath in, stretching from toes to fingertips, and exhale, knees up to the chest, hugging them in, rocking on that back. Making our way to a fetal position on either the right or left side, using arms as pillows. Checking in one more time with that mind, body, and heart. Checking in with that intention you set at the beginning of practice. And checking in with your authentic self. Then pushing into the floor and making your way to a comfortable seat on your mat. Bringing hands to prayer pose at heart center. Finding one more thing you can release this hour. And keeping it in mind, we'll take a deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it away. Thank you, everyone, for allowing me to guide you in your yoga practice. The light shining from you reflects the light shining from each and every one of you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful evening and a wonderful week. I will see you next Sunday. Bye.